Alrighty, guys, we're back for Hothouse Deserts, and this is an Outlaws of Thunder Junction standard brew, and I'm Red Cat. Let's briefly go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked. But first things first, this was a suggestion down in the comments, so thank you so much for the suggestion. It's gonna be a fun one. It was essentially to try out Case of the Locked Hothouse and a ramp style build. So that's what we're gonna do today. A 4-mana enchantment case. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. Now to solve this case, you only have to control 7 or more lands, which should be easy enough in here. Now when it is solved, you may look at the top card of your library anytime, and you may play lands and cast creature and enchantment spells from the top of your library. That's pretty sick, man. I like this card. Interested to see how much it's actually going to do today. I have a bunch of other powerful ramp pieces packed in, like all 4 Spelunking, for example. Now, lands you control enter the battlefield untapped is going to be huge in here because we have so many tapped lands. Actually, the lands are so important, I'm going to go over them right now. A lot of them are deserts. We have all 4 Soured Springs, we have all 4 Festering Gulch, and all 4 Lush Oasis. To bounce those deserts back to our hand, we also have the Arid Archway too, also kind of acting as more ramp. Now for the Spelunking's cave ability, because that 4 life does go a long way, we do have some caves packed in with a couple Sunken Citadels as well as a Pit of Offerings. The Pit of Offerings also helps us commit crimes, just like the deserts. And committing crimes is going to be a little bit important because we do have all 4 Freestrider Lookout. So 3 mana 3/3 with a reach. Whenever you commit a crime, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a land card from among them onto the battlefield tapped. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. This ability, of course, triggers only once each turn. That's pretty good ramp, especially when pairing with these deserts, because you could go desert, that commits a crime, then find like another desert off the top too, which could be a good chunk of damage to the opponent's life by the end of the game, right? Honestly, the deserts are probably the main win condition, especially when we're pairing them with Doppelgang. So triple X, green, and a blue sorcery speed. For each of X target permanents, create X tokens that are copies of that permanent. So if we ramp enough, we could have a serious amount of damage by just copying some deserts. So that's pretty cool. And we do have other ways to ramp up in here. We have like a couple of Azusa's Many Journeys. We also have a couple Dance of the Tumbleweeds too. So this is a 2-mana sorcery, but it's a spree card. So for the additional cost of 1, search your library for a basic land card or a desert card. Put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. That is pretty cool, man, because what that ends up being, again, you could grab like a desert off of the Dance of the Tumbleweeds, and then the desert commits a crime, and then you ramp with the Lookout, and I just think that sounds so cool. Now, also for the additional cost of 3, create an XX green elemental creature token where X is the number of lands you control. I think this is actually going to do a thing today, guys, but hey, I might be proven wrong. You never know. It is only sorcery speed, so it's not like you can use this ramp on the opponent's turn or anything fancy. While we're going over the front of the build here, we might as well go over some of the removal. We do have 1 Tear Asunder packed in, kind of like too good not to include one of. We have a couple deserts due just to fit the desert theme, and I also think it's going to be a pretty decent removal overall. So I have like a Virtue of Persistence for something on the top end, but also just more early removal, more early life gain too. Same concept with the Spinewoods Armadillo, more early life gain, more ways to grab deserts, but this time it goes into our hand. And that is on the discard ability of the Spinewoods Armadillo, of course. You could always play this as the 6-mana 7/7 Reach Ward 3, which honestly isn't half bad. Some of the other creatures that we have packed in, like all 4 Colossal Rattlewurms, should do a thing here or there. It's a 4-mana 6/5 Trample. Holy cow, dude. But has flash as long as you control a desert, which should be very often. And then for 1 in the green, you can exile it from your graveyard. Search your library for a desert card. Put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. That seems pretty good. We also have a 1 of Zimone and Dina, which I think will be okay in here. We also have all 4 Mosswood Dreadknights too, kind of like the main card draw of the build. And I think it's going to do a lot as far as like keeping this, keeping this okay against other mid-range decks and stuff. Oh, and a very important top end that I almost forgot to mention, we have a couple Bonny Pall Clearcutters. I love that this restocks your hand beautifully. I love that it gives us a nice, cool blue ox as well. Just more ways to just get more onto the board and more value off of our ramp. Some honorable mentions over here, guys. Map the Frontier almost made the cut. Oko Ringleader also almost made the cut. A Cultivator Colossus could have been cool on the top end. And I opted for no Restless Vinestock this time. Instead, we got a couple Restless Cottage. We got a couple Restless Reef as well. Some other noteworthy things in the mana base, of course, Who Endures made the cut too. Okay, guys, I do my dandiest to go ahead and save the more in-depth discussion for the end of the video. In the meantime, let's go ahead and take this into some ranked and see how we do. All right, we'll see if we can get right into that first game. In the meantime, what am I expecting from the build? I played some test games with this one, man, and I actually think it's going to be pretty decent. As far as like the desert builds that I've been running or been trying to run, I actually think this is going to be pretty decent, man. Especially with all 4 Spelunking. I think Spelunking is going to go a long way in a deck like this. Opponent goes first. Okay. I'm going to keep this. We're going to give it a shot. It could be scary that the opponent's going first, but it might not be too bad. Spiring Vantage, nothing else for the turn. All right, we'll get the Gulch down. Based on the hand, I don't think we go turn 2 Arid Archway yet. Oh, wastes and they pass it back, huh? It's probably good that we don't have anything to play for the turn then. Yeah, it's a lot of tap lands. We just like focus in. We just focus in on these ones for now. The ones that are dealing damage. It should be fine. We got a turn 4 Spelunking. It was a very slow hand, huh? But luckily it looks like we might be up against some control. So it's okay that we're operating at a slower pace right now. Dance of the Tumbleweeds. So I suppose we could go Arid Archway. I'm not like really sure when the best time to actually play these is. I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? No, I guess we'll wait on these for after the Spelunking hits too. Yeah, just a lot of tap lands, nothing else happening. Opponent's probably holding open counter spells over there, something, right? Based on the Jeskai colors, no artifacts or anything came down. Murex, though. Alright. The third Freestrider Lookout. Well, at least after a couple of them get countered, we'll be okay, right? Alright, let's go ahead and attempt the Spelunking number 1. They definitely have to have some counters saved up at this point. Maybe it should have been Lookout number 1 at that point. Probably not. I think getting Spelunking down is pretty significant here. What ends up happening, of course, is Arid Archway can come down off the Spelunking ability, and we could bounce like the Gulch back or something, and then we can play the Gulch as our land for the turn. We'll have 3 mana open, and we can attempt the Lookout. Which is actually just really cool, huh? Put a land onto the battlefield. Comes in untapped. Bounce the Gulch. Do I want that? I guess I want that, right? Do I? Yes. Right? Sure. Now we play that. Opponent's down to 16. Then we attempt the Freestrider Lookout, especially since we have a couple others too. I have like Dance of the Tumbleweeds, Spelunking number 2. Now we'll just go right into the Lookout and see what they end up doing to this creature. It lands, so it's probably spot removal then. The Lightning Helix, nice. That gains them right back up to 19. They got 5 mana open. They are not interested on playing on their turn, which is scary, scary business, huh? I mean, we could just pass it back, right? Keep the Rattlewurm available. Maybe, yeah, I'm not going to play the other Spelunking. I'm just going to play the Lush Oasis for now. Keep the other Arid Archway, see if we can do something cool with that again. Yeah, we'll have 2 mana open if we pass it back for the Rattlewurm. We could attempt Lookout number 1 and then Lookout number 2, but a board wipe could happen. Let's try Lookout number 1. If it lands, maybe Dance of the Tumbleweeds. I don't know if that's good or not. I guess we'll do it though. See if it lands, right? That might be negate. That's going to be Lightning Helix before the crime happens. Dance of the Tumbleweeds is sorcery speed, so this is totally fine. So as far as deserts go, based on what's on our board, I guess like a Lush Oasis would be fine, or another Lush Oasis, right? We could go Arid Archway, bounce one of the... We already have an Arid Archway in hand, though. How necessary is that? I guess it just gives us more land to play over time. But I'm actually just going to go for the Lush Oasis right now. Yeah, that's totally fine. So far, they gained 6 total off these Lightning Helixes. We've had some significant ramps so far, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess not significant ramp, but like we had a little bit of successful ramp, which I feel good about. So yeah, seeing any of our top end, and if we can land any of our top end too. So right now the opponent has double blue open. Oh, passes back to them. And they pass it. They got 6 mana. Hey, Case of the Locked Hothouse, huh? Oh, I'd love to land that. We will have 3, so we're playing around a No More Lies successfully. We get to play 2 lands for the turn, too. All right, let's do this. Case of the Locked Hothouse. This would be so cool to hit on the first game. They might not prioritize this, though. Like, it might not be... They might deem it unworthy of a counterspell. Or we might be playing around counterspells for nothing this whole game too, right? I guess we're not 100% certain what the opponent is playing yet. We've only seen a couple helixes. 3 steps ahead, and they go for the draw too. At that point, we still have Freestrider Lookout, of course. And I'm okay with bouncing. Okay. Let's keep the... Well, they're tapped out now. I was going to say that maybe we keep the Rattlewurm now. Because we have an option here. We could go Arid Archway. It comes in untapped. We can bounce like Lush Oasis back to hand. We will have enough mana at that point. We'll have 5 total. That could be pretty cool. Bounce the Lush Oasis. Doppelgang. Dude, I'm going to keep that on top. See, now we can keep the Rattlewurm. We have enough mana for all that. Or we could just still go Freestrider Lookout and be satisfied to get a creature down while they're tapped. That's probably fine too. Freestrider Lookout, number 3. Tough decision, man, because if we kept Rattlewurm open... Oh, Lightning Helix number 3, guys. Well, high noon. Very nice opponent. All right. So, Doppelgang. How do I want to do this? They've gained 9 life on the Helix so far. So first things first, we'll get the Lush Oasis back onto the board. And we have... X is 2 on the Doppelgang, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yes. We can copy 2 of the desert. We might as well. They still have 2 mana open, though. I'm going to give it a shot. These control builds are so hard for me to play around, guys. There's a bunch of different ones floating about, too. All right. Can also copy their Mirrex if we want, if we think that would be worthwhile. Probably not, though. So 2 permanents. I'm going to go for the Gulch and the Lush Oasis. And then we auto-pay. Pretty sick, man. It's good ramp. Now, the question is, like Doppelgang number 2, first of all, would be pretty sick. I mean, that's cool enough, I would say. Yep, we attempt the flash Rattlewurm. The opponent is really uninterested on playing anything on their turn. That high noon is probably the reason, right? Oh, wow, we have this Rattlewurm. Okay, Spelunking number 2. I guess we go for the draw on the Spelunking number 2. See what happens. Before the swing, right? Yes, probably. Would have been nice to hit some of our Restless lands, but there's no guarantee that any of the Restless lands swinging would have survived anyways, so. Festering Gulch, huh? Okay. Well, I'll go for the Arid Archway then. That's fine. And I will bounce the Lush Oasis. So far, this is all pretty cool, man. I can't tell how much like the opponent is just letting us do. Because we just don't know what's in their hand at this point. Elspeth Smite. Probably more 3 steps ahead in the deck too, so. And that is a full counter spell. And we will get that Surveil, so hopefully we get closer to that top end too. At this point, even another Rattlewurm would be pretty good, I would say. Alright, Lush Oasis, totally fine. I'm going to ditch that land for sure. We do not need that. I will gladly play the Lush Oasis. And I will attempt the swing on the Rattlewurm. Let's see what they got. Oh, no Wandering Emperor? Oh, Memory Deluge. Okay, they might be missing a little bit over there. I'm sure they were happy to see the Memory Deluge for sure. Ah, there's the Wandering Emperor. They probably found it on the Memory Deluge, right? Or they decided that... No. Never mind. I was going to say maybe they decided like taking the 6 there. I really doubt that though. I really doubt that they decided just to take the 6. For the sake of drawing for the turn. So there's a Restless Cottage. I don't mind seeing that. That's it from us, guys. Hopefully we can see a little bit more here. I'll tell you what, man. This Case of the Locked Hothouse would have been so good in this matchup. It's actually a great one for the opponent to counter there off the 3 steps ahead. Okay, Wandering Emperor's gonna be a problem in no time. They go for the plus so they get to keep it around for a little bit. Our Restless Cottage can take care of that Wandering Emperor. That could be pretty good. Okay. So, no ways to draw off of that right now, but at least it's something to play. You guys suppose that the Restless Cottage just gets picked up right away? It probably does, but I think it would be silly not to try it, right? So swinging at the opponent's face could be fine, but I think we swing at the Wandering Emperor. Oh, get lost. Oh, no. Well, it is what it is, huh? A couple map tokens that we could put onto the Zimone and Dina here. Also play our land for the turn. Dude, the deserts have done so much damage this game. It's actually silly, huh? Do we do these now? Or do we save them? I'll do one of them now and I'll save one for next turn. Maybe depending on what's on top. Land! Oh no, I should have waited. I should have waited to play the other land, guys. Because it's a Restless Reef. At that point, I might as well activate this one too. Like while we actually have a creature. Another land! Oh no. Oh no. Actually, all this extra mana could be sick if we see the second Doppelgang. Noon. Generate a 2/2. Yep, all that's going to be a problem, technically. Alright, so the Restless Reef, if I had a little bit of patience last time, we could have had a swing with this. But we'll get it down now. We still have the swing with the Zimone and Dina. See what happens to it, huh? They still got 2 cards in hand. If it's nothing in hand, then I'm sure that they chump to keep the Wandering Emperor around. So Dance of the Tumbleweeds. We should probably just max this out. Yeah, because we definitely have enough mana for it. With 2 cards remaining in hand, I suppose it could be anything. Okay. We will grab a Soured Springs, I suppose, right? Commit 1. And that's a 15/15. That's pretty sick, dude. That's really cool. Opponent's down to 10 as well. Full power Memory Deluge from the grave. Find what they need. I can only imagine it's going to be like a Sunfall or something, right? Seeing that many off the top when it... Yeah, Sunfall hits the board. I wonder if they go ahead and go -1 on the Wandering Emperor anyways. They go plus. They don't power up the Incubator, though. And we do have a little bit of removal packed in, too. Okay, Spinewoods Armadillo. We can start with the Restless Reef. I got 4 open, unfortunately. And this has been a tough game, huh? So I'll play the Lush Oasis. Yeah, they've gained a good amount of life total, haven't they? I believe they gained... Oh, maybe... Yeah, I guess they've only gained 11 life. I guess that isn't that bad. Alright, I will attempt the swing off the Restless Reef, and they probably, if they don't have removal, they power up Incubator to chump block, right? We could mill them in case the game comes down to that. Okay, they're gonna power up that Incubator. At that point, should we just swing face? Yeah, for now, I'm too afraid to mill myself because we're gonna like mill our top end and then I'll be very sad about it. Yeah, just to get the Phyrexian off the board, we'll swing at the Wandering Emperor. And we will mill them. Because I suppose the game could come down to that. Okay. And the chump block. I guess they could have like an Elspeth Smite in hand. They do not. Okay, good news, right? I'm definitely going to get the Spinewoods Armadillo down as a creature. It has Ward 3, which is pretty good. We're still playing around like a No More Lies and stuff here too. Lightning Helix number 4 on the Reef. Oh, crap, dude. And our Restless lands are like so good in this match. So we've lost 2 Restless lands so far. Oh, no, guys. I guess now they've officially gained 14 life total then, right? 4 on the Memory Deluge from hand. And that's their card for the turn. Luckily, the High Noon hasn't really affected us at all. I guess we have to be prepared for when it comes time for them to sacrifice the High Noon to deal 5 damage to any target. Wait, did they have open mana for that last time with the Reef? And I just wasn't paying attention? Maybe. Yeah, them being able to keep that Wandering Emperor might have been my fault for not playing that Reef earlier too, so. This doesn't have Trample or anything, so they still have the chump blockers required. More land off the top is not terrific here. We're still just waiting for more of our top end, and this Wandering Emperor needs to go, man. It's a problem. It's generating too much value over the course of the game. Bring the opponent back down to 11. These deserts are awesome so far, man. And honestly, like, it should be leaning towards the opponent, but I actually just don't know. Like, I guess at any point, it could be anyone's game. Going for the swing. Yeah, they have the high noon if they can start. Hey, there's some of our top end, but now the opponent has, like, all the mana open, and they've only played 3 steps ahead. Well, I guess then we will start with the Bonny Pall, because it's whenever you attack. It's not like whenever you attack with Bonny Pall. And we want that card draw for sure. All right. Let's see if it lands, because that would be really, really good. It kind of feels a little unlikely though, huh? These control builds, man, they're rough business. Ooh, Bonny Pall hits the table. We got a 16-16. At this point, do I just swing at the opponent? Like, the Wandering Emperor, I mean, they got the -2 on it if they want. I'm just going to swing at the opponent, I guess. Right? Like, we've been swinging at the Wandering Emperor every turn because we knew that they had chump blockers all the time. Now we're just swinging at face. See what the card draw is. Because I guess it really depends what's in the opponent's hand, too. They definitely have enough to pay the ward. Breaker Horror. Holy cow. Which one's better for us right now? Restless Cottage or Reef? Probably Reef? That's good getting our Restless land back. And because we already played our one thing, Breaker Horror is going to kill the Armadillo. Easy peasy. Other words, Tear Asunder would have been a really good draw there, as we could have attempted to pick up the Breaker Horror. Yeah, that's a problem. That's a that's not good, man. We'll see what they do with the Breaker here. Yeah, they go -1 for a 2/2. So unfortunately, if we attempt removal, oh man, they could bounce their Breaker Horror back to the hand and then flash it down next turn. It could be very, very cheap for them to do that. Yeah, this is going to be a problem card. I'm gonna attempt to hit it. I wonder if the best way through is actually going to be that last Doppelgang. Right? Because if they miss a counter spell, because they got blockers for days, and Breaker. Okay, so they go 3 steps ahead and they can bounce our token, I suppose. Oh, they're going to put the Tear Asunder back to hand and then copy the Breaker. That is terrifying, dude. And because that's all we can do, that's all we can do. Oh, no. Holy cow. Where's their blocks, right? I guess if we power up Reef, I guess that's not worth it right now. We just, like, we swing the chump, and then we flash in Rattlewurm on their turn. Okay, Virtue. Nice. We'll get the other Restless Cottage back. Bonny Pall is, like, so excellent, man. It does so much for us. It's just too bad that our Ox doesn't have Trample. Okay. I wonder if it would be worthwhile getting Virtue down enchantment side here. It's a good draw. Yeah, only being able to do one thing. We can't, like, take out the Might or anything. Not a lot to pick up in the opponent's grave, but there is some things over here that we wouldn't mind picking up every turn. I say we attempt it. That could give us some serious value. Of course, they could just continuously bounce it with the Breakers, huh? Oh, buddy. At least we have a lot of mana, though. I'm going for it. What a game, dude. We're almost 30 minutes into the video. This one's completely melting my brain, too. So hopefully I'm still playing it out well enough. One of the toughest parts about playing against these control builds is, one, I'm pretty sure we probably should have just conceded a while ago to get more games in. But two, it really feels like you just got to play it like so perfectly the whole time in order to keep up with the value, which is very difficult, man. There goes our poor cow. And that's their one thing that they can do for the turn. So we could attempt the Tear Asunder on their turn. They could do a very similar thing. At pretty much anything they play, including the Memory Deluge, it's going to be a very tough time getting rid of this Hullbreaker. How do we do this, though? I guess our one card should be the Tear Asunder. We go +1 on the Wandering Emperor. Excuse me, guys. They go for the full swing. Pretty much anything we do, they can bounce. So it's very likely game this turn. We go Tear Asunder. They play a thing. They bounce the Bonny Pall. And then they bounce the Tear Asunder. But we can only play one thing. It's going to be another Hullbreaker, too. Yeah, so they bounce the Tear Asunder. They bounce the Bonny Pall, so we don't have a blocker. So at that point, then, I guess we're going to be forced to double block and try to take out one of the Hullbreakers. But then they already have another one, too. These Restless lands, huh? Pall comes back to hand. That comes back. And that's their one card for the turn, so... Oh, High Noon gets rid of one of them. Yep. So now we'll just keep our Restless Cottage around, right? And take the 15. Triple Hullbreaker on the board. I don't know if I've ever seen anything more terrifying from Control, man. Usually Control's just like, here's my third farewell. How are you feeling so far? No, this is actually really sick, opponent. Like the High Noon lockdown with the Hullbreaker. Holy cow, that is something else, huh? So we only get one card to play, and it's probably just the, well, I guess it could be Bonny Pall. Our one card could be the Bonny Pall. That's fine. And then, yeah, because we'll have Tear Asunder for their turn, but then it's very likely that they just bounce it back, right? They drop the GGs. It was, in fact, a very good game, opponent. We'll definitely let them play it out with their triple Hullbreaker. Oh, hey. They have the High Noon to target our face, too. I don't know why I keep overlooking that bottom ability on the High Noon. Like, we know it's there. Actually, now that High Noon's gone, we're going to play it all out, man. Let's go. We can do multiple things. You know what? That Wandering Emperor. That Wandering Emperor was the bane of our existence that game. So the Tear Asunder on it at the end there. 27-minute game. Brutal stuff, opponent. Holy cow. I actually had fun that game, though. The tough one. Very... Like, I had to think a little bit too much there. Like, that's a perfect example as to why I play aggro. Just faster games are much easier on me. You guys have let me know, yeah, you guys let me know in the past that you do enjoy the longer matches too, and you do enjoy it when I stick them out. Of course, it's always much better when we stick them out and we actually pull off that victory at the end, but that was still a fun one, I think. Case of the Locked Hothouse. Dude, this would have done so much in that last game. Perfect counterspell for the opponent. I probably should have tried to play around that counterspell, right? Yeah, Case of the Locked Hothouse would have been so good in that last one. Also, maybe going first, too. Right? Because I believe they went first there. Vault coming down from the opponent. Alright, starting with our tapped lands. Oh, I should have started with the Restless Reef because this commits a crime for us. That was a little silly of me, but that's okay. I'm sure we'll be fine. There we go. More ways to commit crimes. Iron Crag comes down. Nothing on turn 2 other than Desert's Dew, which I'm just not going to keep open. We're just going to keep getting the tap lands down. We're going to prepare ourselves for the Lookout. Wow, Tezzeret on turn 3. Draw 2, discard 2, unless you discard an artifact. Let's see. Celestis. We should be scared. Totally. I don't mind Spelunking for the turn, but I think it's going to be the Lookout instead. Tear Asunder is probably going to be pretty good here. Like, we could have hit the Iron Crag, for example. Probably going to be better just to go full power Tear Asunder, take care of the Tezzeret that way instead of swinging at it with the Lookout. But it really depends how this lines up for us and what they end up doing to our creature, too. I'm tempted by the case next turn if they tap out here, by the way. Go plus, they discard Cityscape Leveler. Dude. Okay. That's probably a problem. This might be like Big Blue, right? That sounds cool. Because of the Celestis ramp? Yeah, another Celestis? Okay. Oh, buddy. Simulacrum Synthesizer. All right. It'll be a problem. So instead of like, they opted for the extra ramp on Celestis instead of the extra token on the synthesizer. So it might give us a kind of a taste of what's in their hand. So we could commit a crime, get some ramp on Lookout, tear asunder the Simulacrum Synthesizer. We could keep Desert Stew open if we just go Island. That's probably not worth it. We're going to start with the Crime. We could go Spelunking, actually. Almost missed this, guys. Spelunking. And then draw. And then we put a land onto the board. And that is a crime. I almost missed that for some reason. Pit of Offerings. That's also a crime, but... Alright, a little bit of graveyard hate. Pretty good. Pretty good. Then we drop our other land. We still have Freestrider, but pretty positive. We take the turn. Right now, while they're tapped out, get rid of that Simulacrum Synthesizer. Swing at the Tezzeret. I think. I hope. They drop the oops. What's the oops for, opponent? I'm scared. They got the vault here. Jin! Woo! You are like 5 turns too early. Holy cow, dude.
Keep working.
Whenever an opponent casts an artifact, instant, or sorcery spell, counter that spell. This ability triggers only once each turn. Luckily, it doesn't say creature, but this is a problem. Yeah, so we don't have the removal necessary. Does it say enchantment? Artifact, instant, or sorcery? Case of the Locked Hothouse is not going to be doing anything this turn. Probably just Bonny Pall then. They're tapped out. I'd love to get that swing in the draw, but we can't. The Jin blocks a little bit too well here. Okay. No attacks. Thank you, opponent. Nice for your build, too. This is freaking sick, dude. This is totally Big Blue or something. You know what I mean? Okay, they go for the draw on the Tezzeret. We see the 7th land. It wouldn't be bad to get the Case of the Locked Hothouse down. Or try to, at least, right? Yeah, the Jin, like, this is going to start copying their artifacts, too. Whoa, it's legendary, though, so that's... They only get to keep 1, luckily. That would have been terrifying. That's still really good for them, discovering 5. Oh, they go Fading Hope onto our blue ox. You monster. Discover 5. Hopefully they don't hit anything too good. Memory Deluge. That's probably a pretty good hit for them overall, huh? So there's the 7th. We'll gladly get that down. Well, I guess we can start with the case. Yeah, enchantments won't get countered by the Jin. We can start with the draw on the Bonny Pall, too. Okay, yeah, we need the 7th to... We need the case to be solved to see the things off the top. So Freestrider is open. A full swing at the Tezzeret. Draws us a card. They block Lookout. We play Lookout number 2. And the Tezzeret hopefully dies. They do have Celestis open here for mana, guys, so... That card draw. Azusa's Many Journeys. Okay. Yeah, this Djinn is a problem. They do block, but yep, our instant will get countered there, unfortunately. Even though Desert Stew would be pretty sick for the turn. We're just going to go ahead and play the other Lookout. So we drew on the Bonny Pall, we got rid of Tezzeret, and we solved our case. Pretty productive turn overall, but I'd say what the opponent's doing is a little bit more productive right now. We don't want to forget, too, we do have the Restless Reef here as well. Simulacrum Synthesizer copies off of the Djinn Jataxius. Progress Tyrant indeed. My goodness, this is going to be scary. Holy cow. How are we going to get around this, guys? I'm not 100% certain there's going to be a way around this. I think their setup is beautiful. And it's like I said, this Djinn came down way too early. Just a little bit of ramp is all it took, though. Hulking Metamorph. Oh my goodness. Copies the Synthesizer. That's really sick, opponent. That's really cool. The Simulacrum Synthesizer is like such a powerful card. Like every time I've seen it, every time we've played with it, it just does so much, huh? They do go for the swing. We're just going to go ahead, take the 5. And hopefully we see some stuff off the top with the case of the locked Hothouse, huh? Wow, they get a Mightstone, Weakstone. That takes care of the Bonny Pall. We won't get an extra draw now. Oh, they actually just go for the card draw. Wow, they didn't even care about poor Bonny Pall here. I guess that makes sense when they have 6 13-13s just chilling, huh? Well, I guess that's that. Too bad that bottom ability on Djinn is like so good, huh? Let's go ahead and get the Rattlewurm down from the top of our deck just for the sake of using the case of the locked Hothouse here. It's going to be another Rattlewurm, so we can actually go Sunken Citadel. We'll just call green on it. We'll play the other Rattlewurm. Nice. So we did a thing with the case. Cool. Oh, and some land too. Very nice. And it's actually going to be a Restless Cottage as well. That commits a crime. We'll go ahead and just grab another desert. I guess we could grab Arid Archway. Then we'll have 3 open. And we'll bounce a desert. We'll bounce the Lush Oasis here. Soaring City. Oh, you monster. Not the Spelunking. I guess we can replay the Spelunking, huh? We get the Scry. I'll send the Archway. And yeah, now we do have 3 available for the Spelunking as well. Or we could do Azusa's Many Journeys, play the other land as well. Yeah, I guess that's a little bit more fun. Wait. Spelunking also would have let us play a land from hand. That's fine, though. We'll definitely let them swing on in as well. Good game, opponent. Do we have time for another one? 44 minutes in. Oh, man, these games took forever, huh? To push overtime, to not push overtime. That is the question. I say we try to go one more game after this, see if we can actually pull off a victory with the list too. Especially since just playing 2 games in an entire full-length video, it kind of feels bad. It's definitely happened in the past though, so. letting the opponent pop off for fun here. Synthesizer's silly, dude. When you're copying it with that Jin Agitaxius. And this card's so hard to remove. What would have been the best way to remove this Jin, guys? In our list. What would have been the best way to remove this? Because, well, I guess just like doubling down on removal like deserts do, right? They go 3 steps ahead. Copy the synthesizer again. This is actually really sick. You know what, too? Yeah, we don't have that much mana, though, so never mind. Okay, so we'll block one of each of these, and they return the good game. It was, in fact, a good one, opponent. even though we struggled a little bit. That was pretty fun. And the art for the constructs, man. Pretty cool stuff. All right, let's push it overtime, huh? Let's go one more match. Win or lose, it is what it is. Kind of feeling pretty good about the list, man, for what it is. You know, like there's so many tapped lands, so no matter what, you have to just kind of know that the deck is going to be a little slow, until you start like, you got to like get the ball rolling type of thing. I guess at that point, that was a perfect example game where, you know, if the opponent gets the ball rolling first, then it's kind of, well, it's all downhill from there, huh? Right, opponent, what you bringing to the table, buddy? Hey, we go first. Beautiful. I like it. We'll keep it. Yeah, the hands have been relatively slow overall too, huh? Start with the Sunken Citadel. Oh, never mind. I was going to say, we're going to keep the desert in hand in case we want to commit that crime on Lookout, but since we don't know if we're calling blue or green on this yet, okay, so it's probably going to be blue on the Citadel then. Yep, that's what I'm going to do now. Make sure we get some of the blue sources down first. Gorger. See, we could have kept that in hand too for the cave on the Spelunking, but like it really depends. Could also see a cave on the draw with the Spelunking too. Ooh, case. Okay, nice. So far the 27 land has been perfect, right? I feel like the 27 has actually felt like 27 land, which is kind of important. Okay, Freestrider Lookout. Okay, that's not terrific for us. Finally getting to see the Mosswood Dreadknight here too. That should be okay. I guess we'll try Freestrider Lookout for the turn. We have no great way to commit a crime in hand right now. Could just be Spelunking, see if we actually draw land. That could be fine too. We could try to draw land off the... I guess that's pretty good too, huh? We'll try to draw land on the Dread Whispers. Then we'll play the Mosswood Dreadknight. It'll be Doppelgang, actually. Okay. Well, it is what it is. I feel like overall, 4 mana draw card, 3/2 trample. Yeah, that seems to be okay. Oh, crap, dude. Oh, crap. Are we in danger? We will be if we don't see more mana here. So Dance of the Tumbleweeds. Let's get the Lookout down for the turn. Yeah, we're going to be in danger in no time. Luckily, good chump block with the Dreadknight. Hopefully they don't have like a fight spell next turn. A fight spell will take out Lookout. If we lose the Lookout and don't have the crime when we grab a desert on the Dance, I think we'll be in trouble because we need to keep up pace. And right now, missing a couple land drops is not helping us keep up pace by any means, right? Field of Ruin. Well, that could actually be a problem. Titan of Industry, bro. Oh, no. The opponents have been playing big things a little bit too soon. That's scary. Still got a good chump block, though. And I'm going for the chump as well. Yep, we chump while we can, right? So we can play that. Hey, there's a land. Okay. Okay. How do we want to do this? We could start with the draw on the Mosswood Dreadknight. We could just do that again. More chump blockers isn't the greatest. Arid Archway is going to unfortunately enter tapped. Unless we get the Spelunking down. If we go Spelunking, Arid Archway, we'll still have 3. We could go other... Lookout. No. I'm sorry, opponent. We want to use you and you like that, right? And you got to watch out for auto tapper. I want to keep the 1 green open. Because I want to do this like this. Put Arid Archway onto the board. Then bounce the Gulch back to hand. Right? And we'll put the 2nd Lookout on the board. And then commit the crime with the Gulch. Man, that is cool stuff, huh? Holy cow. Oh no, we missed. Oh no, I shouldn't have, Restless Reef. I'm gonna grab just the desert here instead, though. We missed there, guys. That's brutal, huh? And we'll draw. Tear Asunder, that could be good. Okay, no attacks. How cool was that turn, huh? So, number 1, I shouldn't have sent that Arid Archway. I would have never anticipated missing in the top 5, but we did, and now we know to anticipate missing in the top 5, right? Because that could have been really bad. I mean, technically it was, because then we didn't have 3 mana to do a little bit more, but we still had the Mosswood Dreadknight, so it kind of sort of worked out. Now we just have to figure out how to survive the turn, because they could get Stomper powered up here. Smuggler's Surprise. Or we might die. We might die here. Let's see it. Okay. Because I'm figuring they're rocking like the top end hasty dinos. Vaultborn Tyrant gains them a bunch of life. Restocks their hand. There's Hulking Raptor as well making an appearance. Jeez, bro. How cool is this? I can't even be mad at the opponents today, man. They all brought great things to the table. We'll double block Stomper, take 13 here. We get to keep 1 of the Lookouts. It is what it is, right, at this point. We could get a little bit of extra ramp. 2, 17. Okay, I'll take the 17. You know what? Like, this last forest could be like a Snakeskin Veil or something, but... it is not. We haven't been seeing the opponents playing with too much Snakeskin Veil, luckily. So we do have a crime on the Pit Offering, so we're going to start with that. Yep. Commit the crime. In our graveyard. Okay. We'll grab everything out of the opponent's graveyard. That's fine. Man, this is so cool, though. Arid Archway. We have, like, the Case of the Locked Hothouse if we want to play a 2nd land. I think we're just going to grab the normal... since we already played our land, we're just going to grab the normal island. Festering Gulch. Okay. So, Doppelgang, we could copy Titan of Industry and Tyrant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, we have... we have X's 2. Wait a minute. Is that going to pull us back? That's a lot of life gain. X's 2. Guys, this might pull us back. Titan, Vaultborn Tyrant. Pay it off. Oh my goodness, dude. What do I want? What do I want? Well, first we'll get a little bit of life, right? And then we'll go ahead. Rhino. Target player is us. Life, Rhino. Target player is us, right? Now we're gonna gain a whole bunch of life off the Tyrants. Oh my goodness. What are we discarding here, guys? We still have 2 open land, by the way. Oh my goodness. I guess we're going to be discarding some lands. So 2 mana open. We're going to go for Desert's Dew probably, right? Well, we could do that on their turn too. No, I'll go Desert's Dew on our turn on the No, I'll save that for their Titan maybe. Now we'll use our timeout. Let me think. Because we have the Dreadknight as well. Maybe it's just Dreadknight for the turn. Nah, I don't want them restocking their hand at all. I'm going on to that Tyrant. Oh, they do get the thing back though. Man, that Tyrant's a deadly card. Yeah, they get it back as an artifact, but I guess we killed it once, so that's something, right? We have to discard 7 cards here. Okay, so we're gonna definitely discard some of the lands. 1, 2, 3. You probably. Dance of the Tumble. We're probably gonna be good. We have 4 selected. We already have a Spelunking on the board. So we'll get rid of a Spelunking as well. 5. My apologies, opponent. My goodness, huh? Discard the Rattlewurm, because that does a thing in the grave. I still want to do something with the case, too. I guess it's just going to be a lot of land being discarded. All right. We're at 47. This is going to be quite the match, huh? I hope I didn't miss any really cool plays with the Doppelgang in that first one, right? We didn't have anything cool to copy. Wait, we have... No. I don't think we had anything cool to copy against that control list, right? I hope not. Vaultborn Tyrant. Yeah, if we didn't kill the Tyrant... So the Tyrant's a tough one. We wanted to restock our hand. But when the Tyrant dies, if it's not a token, you get a copy of it. But we generated some tokens over here is the thing. They also have like the shield counter on their Titan. They go, who endures? I'll take that action. Grab our last forest, huh? Speaking of who endures. Wait a minute, guys. My hand. My hand, bro. Oh no. I kept 7 and discarded all the cards we wanted to keep. Oh no. I don't think I've ever had that many cards in hand before. Well, that has to be the most disastrous misplay of all time. Bro, I can't believe I did that. Well, number 1, we're going to start with a crime. Yeah, we kept the 7. We weren't discarding 7. We kept the 7. Oh no, you guys were probably screaming in the comments. I mean, at that point, feel free to scream. I can't believe I did that. Oh, we're definitely missing on the second one. I guess we'll go Spelunking. Sure, why not, right? Dude, what a disaster. Now we need to see some really good stuff. Azusa's Many Journeys is totally fine. We'll get another desert down. Now if we see our second Doppelganger. Brings him down to 28. Yeah, if we see our second Doppelganger. We don't even have that great of swings, honestly, guys. We really don't. But being at 47, we might force some blocks here. And we have a couple Rattlewurms coming in next turn, too. Swing with all of our big things and keep the emergency chump blockers back. And then we have a couple Rattlewurms to play on the next turn. Oh, I hope we can still pull this off after I did that. This is gonna be tough. Down to 8. Let's see what they're considering. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yep. We're just gonna keep the 2 Rattlewurms open at flash speed, right? Yeah, dude, we could easily be in danger here. There's the Rex. Okay, nice, opponent, nice. Yeah, the Rex's poison should be an issue. They get some good life gain on the 2 Tyrants, too. Oh, dude. I'm going to think about that till the end of time. The fact that I kept the 7 instead of discarding those 7. So what all did we get rid of then? We got rid of like Bonny, Pall. Oh, geez, we got rid of the case. I would have loved to see the Tear Asunder would have been an exile on the Vaultborn Tyrant. Oh no, dude, that's so bad I could pass out. Oh man. Okay, they do unfortunately have removal for the Lookout. Looks like they're going to try it like a swing here. They don't know we have a couple flash creatures. We're going to take as much of this damage as possible. Being at 47, we gained so much life off of the Doppelgang that we should be okay. Activate that ability. They still have 2. They're tapping the Scrap Gorger. Going for some exile in here. Yeah, so they get the Pugnacious Hammerskull back down as a blocker then for their turn. Oh, they also gain back up to 20 here off the double Tyrants. Okay, so how do we want to do this, right? So we could take, so this is 14, 20, 25, 32, 36. They have 2 blockers. They're at 20 right now. I believe we just take it. We just take it. We flash in the Rattlewurms, and we full swing next turn. Ow. Rattlewurm number 1. Oh, we get a little bit of life gain here too. That's right. That's right. There's a lot to keep track of here on the board, huh? Oh, Doppelgang. Oh my goodness, dude. Well, it doesn't even matter then. So we'll full swing. See what they do. They only have 2 blockers. This is enough regardless. They do take that damage. GG opponent. What a match. Holy cow. Oh my goodness. We took so much of their stuff. So Doppelgang number 2, we have to take a second to talk about that, right? Really good draw. If we had any issues, we could have used the mana that we had here and just copied our deserts a few times over, right? And dealt the excess damage that way. Outside of that, just doing like X's, what, 3, 4? No, it's not X's 4, right? We don't, wait. X's 4 would be, what, 14? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 mana on our board. Yeah, I guess Doppelgang for 4 also would have done it. And we could have just copied our deserts at that point. Really cool match, man. Doppelgang really showing off, really showing its power. Being able to take the opponent's big things and just have multiple of them is kind of wild stuff, huh? We're well over an hour into the video. Let's go ahead and go over the deck one more time. Here's the deck list again. This one melted my brain, dude. It was actually pretty hard to play, but a lot of really, really neat synergies. The opponents brought a lot of cool things to the table. Just a really fun time today with this list. Really fun. Colossal Rattlewurm's Flash actually was really showing off today too, really showing its power overall. Didn't get to see Zimone and Dina too much. The Mosswood Dreadknight did a little bit in that last game, which was nice to see. A lot of this like extra card draw. Yeah, just trying to help us keep up with like certain mid-range decks and stuff. Just seems pretty good overall. And then just also just having more creatures on the board. You don't mind sacrificing Dreadknight to like the Zimone and Dina too, so that could be pretty good. Pairs beautifully with it actually, because it also works with that extra card as well, or card draw. Because of that top ability. When you draw your second card each turn, target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Yeah, pretty cool stuff, man. All the extra ramp was pretty cool. Case of the Locked Hothouse. I suppose I would have liked to see do more today, but it's actually just a really neat card, isn't it? Spinewoods Armadillo came in to play as a creature today, which was awesome. Would have been nice to see in a little bit earlier in some of those matches, just to find more land. That last game, 27 probably felt like 26, but I'd say like, yeah, 27 is probably where we won it. I don't think I'd go up any land. You could consider it though. But we're grabbing a lot of land out of the list too. Dance of the Tumbleweeds grabs it out. Spinewoods Armadillo ability grabs it out of the list too. Case of the Locked Hothouse grabs it off the top after it's solved, however, so that's important to note, I suppose. Drawing and playing extra on Spelunking. Yeah, dude, there was a lot to think about in all of those matches all the time. So this is one I kind of wish, like I played some test matches with it, but I kind of wish I would have practiced with it even more because I just was not an easy one for me to play at all. That last game, thank goodness we did not get punished. Or, like, seriously, that might have been like the greatest misplay, or at that point we could call it like a misclick maybe, because like I just completely, I thought we were discarding 7, but we were keeping the 7 and we kept like the worst 7 then, because yeah, I thought they were going bye-bye. They were not. They were my hand. So that was scary, dude. I thought we were going to get punished, but luckily we just had so much power. We gained so much life off of the opponent's cards that we copied on the Doppelgang. Doppelgang's kind of wild, man. When you can pull it off, it's really something. Okay, guys. Hey, enough rambling. Definitely let me know what you thought of the list down in the comments. While you're down there, make sure you check out that description where we got that Discord link as well as that Patreon link too, if you're interested in supporting the channel that way. Okay, I will see y'all in the next video.